Tim Leonard back inside our MASN All Access studios now, and happy to bring on one of the top college prospects in the upcoming MLB draft. That is Brooks Lee out of Cal Poly, the infielder. Brooks, thanks so much for taking some time with us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So I'm sure you're counting down the days until the MLB draft on July 17th. What has this entire draft process been like for you so far?
It's been very long. So I've been through this process in high school, and I'm excited and ready to move on to the next chapter.
And you mentioned that you contemplated the draft out of high school. I wanted to ask you about that because you were pegged to be a guy maybe in the late first round in mock drafts in high school. You decided to go to Cal Poly and play for your dad. What went into that decision?
A few things. The development, going to play for my dad, being in San Luis Obispo, so all the education as well. But after these 3 years, I'm way different than I was out of high school, and it definitely benefited me, and that's why I'm up at the top.
Yeah, it seems like the decision has definitely paid off for you as you've continued to rise up draft boards. What was it like playing for your dad, and what did you learn from him over the past 3 years?
Too many things to say. A lot of things. That's where I've had most of my my game really elevate in all sorts of facets. And it was the best thing that I could have ever done. And I'm sure it's a decision that I definitely chose right on. And it was really enjoyable. Win or lose, I still had a lot of fun playing for him and for our team. And I was fortunate to do it for so long.
And you hit the cover off the ball at Cal Poly. You also went to the Cape Cod Baseball League and hit right around 400 up there. What was the experience like hitting at the Cape and playing at that type of level?
It's great. I really enjoyed it out there. When the ball's coming at you a little harder, that's usually when I hit a little better. So really fun, and got to experience Team USA right in the middle of that, and then finish out on the Cape for the last few weeks, and then all that experience that I had to go through and through that summer was really fun.
Now, scouts do nothing but rave about your hit tool and just how polished of a hitter you are. Can you give us a little hint as to what your approach to the plate is like, and what are some of the keys for you having a strong day at the plate?
Yeah, it's just all about getting a good pitch to hit. So I like pitches that are elevated in the zone, no matter what count, no matter what type of pitch they are. I like to swing. So I'm really aggressive, and I know my swing better than anybody. And, usually when I'm on, I get some singles, and when I'm really on, I'll hit some doubles and home runs.
Is there an MLB player, maybe current or former player, that you model your swing after or look up to?
A few. So all the switch hitters, Lance Berkman, Carlos Beltran, and then on the defensive side, I really like Corey Seager and Brandon Crawford.
And for you, what's it like to see your name now at the top of these mock drafts, especially after making what some might have called a risky decision to pass on the money in high school, and it's really paid off for you?
Yeah, so I'm confident in myself, and I bet on myself out of high school, and I knew that things would pan out the way I wanted to. And, this is a great thing to go through for the second draft, but it's just the beginning.
So the Orioles have the #1 overall pick. What would it mean for you to be selected by an organization like Baltimore, #1 overall?
It'd be pretty surreal. So, we'll see what happens. If that does come, I'm going to be extremely excited, and I can't wait to be an Oriole if that does happen. But as of right now, we got 10 days left, so I'm just thinking as bright as I can.
Do you have any memories growing up of watching the Orioles, maybe a favorite player, past or present, that really comes to mind?
Chris Davis, during his spectacular year, watched him hit a lot of home runs out at Camden Yards, and then, you got Adam Jones as well. He had a few good years there. So, yeah, there's a bunch of players, J.J. Hardy, and then, Adley Rutschman has kind of taken the cover these past few months.
So I was reading an article on The Athletic about how your dad was looking to name you based on a baseball player. I want to ask you how much truth is in this. And he mentioned in the article that partially because of Brooks Robinson is why he chose the name Brooks. I know that would make Orioles fans very happy, but is there any truth to that? Is that why he named you Brooks?
Yeah, mostly truth. So Brooks was definitely a good name. There are some others in the running, like Brock from Lou Brock, and then Major for Major League. Major League, that'd be a pretty good one. But yeah, Brooks was definitely the favorite.
Well, that'd be quite the story if you came to the Orioles and maybe you're playing third base after being named after Brooks Robinson. On your career as a whole to this point, do you have a favorite play or a favorite moment so far that sticks out?
My first hit at Cal Poly was probably the best one. So spent a few months out because of a knee injury, and it was a pretty cool moment to get my first hit. And it was a double, and I had a lot more of those the next 2 years.
For sure. Well, scouts talk so much about your hit tool. Before we let you go, I want to know what's one part of your game that maybe you think is not talked about enough, one part that you're working on that you've improved on lately?
I would probably say speed. So gotten a little bit faster every single year, and there's not too many shortstops that are really, really fast nowadays. You got big guys, so it'd be nice to get a little more love for the speed.
All right, well, Brooks Lee, considered by most to be the top college bat in this year's upcoming MLB draft. We thank you so much for taking some time with us here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.